disclaimer of your remunerations. Is Section 56. Section 56, Gwabe, they get evaluated every year based on their performance bonuses. Then it's them who are paid based on performance. But all other employees receive a mandatory 13 check that even when they advertise, they write it there on the advert. Thank you.
I think this is a lesson. When we ask the questions, we need transparency as to what exactly is happening. Now, at this point, we can take a generic view. We will not take that as the conclusion of the meeting. This is just to calm everyone to say there may be different explanations of why the matter is reflected as it is. Ms. Kumalo says she is not sure. The MM did not even realize that the figures are written that way. So on the basis of, I'm sorry, we're not going to that. So the request now is that they are going to give us a proper explanation, and the MEC for finance is here. He is the one who's going to give us this report with the details having been properly interrogated, so that we will then dispose of the issue. But I think what's important for us is that it is not acceptable that we would come and discuss audit issues and you are not familiar with what is on your statements, and you must now come and explain to us. Because when you falter, you're making us doubt the veracity of everything else that we have said. And that's the problem. And all of us are very sensitive about Maluti Apofung, because next audit cycle, we don't want to see anything in Maluti that's going to show a shortfall, because that's why we're sitting here throughout the night. We want to try and help you to get out of that. So, Mafube, Maluti Apofung, Masilonyana will give you the list. We expect that there should be a very tight management and supervision and monitoring of the landmarks that will take us to a clean audit based on the items that need to be resolved, as well as the timelines that are set and the targets that must be met. Without meeting those targets, you're not going to ever get clean audit. So what we're now saying is that the MEC and the Premier are going to have to be the ones who must now take responsibility for anything you do wrong. They must be the ones who must act and give us a report. And I want to align myself with the comments of Honorable Mdolo. The Speaker of the Provincial Assembly is here. This executive need to be held accountable to the provincial legislature, so that every time something happens, we don't actually all have to come and descend to the Free State. We need things to be done in such a way that whoever has got a responsibility, they carry it out, and those who have got an obligation to oversee and monitor must then make sure that those actions are actually implemented. So we don't have to come back here and discuss the same things that we discussed before. So that for me would be how I would like us to deal with this matter. There are a number of issues, MEC, that were raised when we had a visit to Maluti Apofung as a committee. If you look at the report that they've given us, they've commented on them. And what we had said, we said they must be investigated. What the MM has done is to answer, from what I can see, is what we call you answering to the best of your knowledge. And it's not on the basis of an investigation, anybody looking at it from outside. So I'll give you a list of those. And I want us to close it on the basis that you, as MECs of COCTA and MEC of finance, will help us to close these issues. So the list of issues that are raised by the Auditor General, we won't go into the list now, but we are saying about those issues, we need you to monitor them item by item, and then give us your report in in 3 months to see how much progress has been made with regard to that. Then we would like you to clean up the issues that were raised in the previous encounter with Maluti Apofung, and in this case, those issues are issues that I want to list at this point. Top of those issues was the relationship between the mayor and the speaker. I think they have helped us by indicating that they've worked on that matter in such a way that they can now indicate some degree of being able to work together, which for us is the most important part. And then one of the issues that were raised was that there was a process of rushed deviations that happened in December, and a lot of payments were done at that point, and the allegation was that these were not authorized or that they may not have been regular. And now I looked at the response of the MM. My recollection is that in the previous meeting with the MM, he had said that there were no deviations. When I looked at the latest report, the MM says no, actually the deviations had been there before he came. Now, that being an answer from him does not solve the problem. What will solve the problem for us would be someone else looking at that issue and then telling us whether they think there's anything untoward with those deviations. And so when we request the MEC of Finance and COCTA to investigate, we are doing so because we believe that it will help us to close the issues. What is the truth about those deviations? The allegation went a little bit further to even suggest that some trucks were paid for and some waste management program that the mayor had reported was in fact carried out by trucks that came from a related party. And the municipal manager dismissed it in his initial response, and we did ask that those need to be looked into. So if you look at the slides that were presented, that were given to us as the presentation from Maluti, there's a slide 14. Okay, there's a slide 14 that spoke about municipality taking. We asked them why did they have the audit, the disclaimers for so many years, and then one manager said that they'd accepted that they will have disclaimers, and so they adopted something called a disclaimer approach. So we were all worried that how do you get to an audit process saying you are going to go for a disclaimer? So we didn't understand that. So you will find that on slide 14. In fact, I have seen that the manager, I think there was a corporate manager, was it Makubo? Yes, he has actually submitted a written statement explaining that, and he attached minutes of a meeting of the managers where this issue of audit of the disclaimer approach was actually mentioned. So on that slide 14, you would like you to investigate that and give us the answer. Then on slide 15, it's about forensic investigation. We said that there should be an investigation into this matter, and I want to read what is written here. Forensic investigation. Maluti Apofung should conduct forensic investigations around the following alleged matters and report back to the portfolio committee as soon as possible. 1. The 15 million deviation signed by the MM in December. Then the points written below. Municipality is not aware of the 15 million deviation signed by MM. The MM did not authorize deviation but found them already processed and proceeded with payment. Now it sounds a little bit contradictory because it means that it was attached somewhere but it's not here. Now this issue, from what I'm seeing the response, the MM has given a response on the basis of his best knowledge. There's not been an investigation in it. If there has to be investigation, there has to be someone outside like yourself. The second point was that there's nepotism around the MM's appointment. And of course the MM responded and said, oh no, that's not true. But we leave it on the table so that we must just close that. Then the MM ownership of Sebenza cleaning trucks, that was the other allocation. And of course, there's a response to that issue here. Who actually owns that? We still don't know what the basis of that issue. If you might want to know where the source of the information will come from, the speaker, this one, Honorable Bonkosi, Bonkosne? Sorry, I'm just getting mixed up. He raised it in the meeting, so it's not like there was a secret information. He raised it in the meeting and we were dealing with it as they were exchanging. Okay, so you need to clear that. Then there was also an allegation that the speaker gave instruction for the MM to pay a company called Empire. Again, you get, this is he said and the other saying it's not true, and so on. So you'll find that on those slides, those issues need to be cleaned up. We need to know what actually is the truth and what of it is unsubstantiated. Then there were others which I won't go into all of the details, but if you look through these slides, which we now will hand over to you, you'll deal with that. Otherwise, I do want to say that we need to deal with these issues effectively and get them out of the way. The people of Maluti have had a raw deal over a long time, and there are indications that things might be turning around, and on that basis we need to be very clear and strict that the members of management and the council must actually do the right thing so that they can turn the municipality around, because it can only be turned around by them. And this, we owe it to the people of Maluti. And on that basis, we would like to thank you for your presentation. We hand over the matters to the MEC who's going to give us this report. The report will go to the provincial legislature and to us. At the same time, we wanted to make it very clear, anything that is unacceptable to the province is not acceptable to the National Assembly, and we'll all come together. Anything that's not acceptable to the office of, to the portfolio committee on COCTA is not acceptable to the committee of SCOPA, is not acceptable to the AG's standing committee on the AG, is not acceptable to the National Assembly. So that's the message we brought, that we've brought here. There is nowhere else to go. The route is accountability. The route is consequence management. The route is turn around the municipalities and make sure that we deliver services to our people. That's the message to all the municipalities. Thank you very much. Let's take the next few municipalities. We're going to really, on this one, I'm going to request that we're going to take 15 minutes and go through each one of them and close. And there's a reason for it, and I don't want us to delay any further. Thank you very much. Let's take the next municipality. In terms of my list, what do we have? Yes? Excuse me? Honorable members, we have a practical challenge here. The place is gonna close down. So I'm going to request each of the 4 remaining municipalities. Excuse me. Is that the Maluti delegation that is noisy? Valumaspal. No, that's good. They are here to come and account. That's fine. Let's proceed. I'm going to request that we change the approach. The first municipality will sit over there for 10 minutes. They will take us through, and then we'll ask them to step aside, get the next one, does the same, and the members are going to note the questions. We'll fill the questions, and we'll ask them to come back and answer the questions one by one. At that point, if we rule the question will not be asked, it will not be asked. If we rule the answer stops, the answer will stop. If we rule that the meeting is closed, the meeting will be closed. So let's have the so who's going to help me with the order? My computer is playing up. Sorry. Sitsoto. All right, let's have Sitsoto. Let's get the list. I just mixed my list up. Excuse me, somebody has left the keys of a very important car. You'll come and tell us what car it is. Somebody left the car keys here. Okay. So we'll start with Sitsoto. You've got 10 minutes and you step off the podium. After you, Titlabeng. Is Titlabeng here? Thank you. You'll be next. And after that, we have Ketwana.
Sorry, Chair.
Can I finish the list and then you'll come back? And after that, we have Pumelela. Yes, Mtolo?
No, Chair, I want to check the issue of law and consistency as members of parliament. Why I'm raising this issue is because one municipality, or I think it was the mayor, that actually, in our view, we felt that actually she misled parliament. And we actually requested the MEC to follow that up and report accordingly. Why I'm raising this issue, Chair, because it is important to us and for us as parliament in this meeting. Because it has happened where actually we identified something like that, but we never pronounced on it. And then actually, I don't want actually to be viewed and seen as members of parliament, as this committee, that were not consistent.
Can I just stop you there, Honorable Mtolo? I didn't want us to get onto that for now. I just wanted us to deal with this issue this way. And what, let me just deal with the 2 issues first. On this one, we have a practical problem that this place is going to be closed. We have actually dragged the meeting beyond the right time. Of course, everyone has obliged us and has stayed on. But my sense of this would be, we are going to ask these members, we're going to evaluate, as we ask the questions, whether we think that we are comfortable with the extent to which we have dealt with these issues. Because if not, we might actually need to reconvene, which we might do on a virtual platform. But we need to give each one an opportunity to present. If we think that the questions are too many, we will indicate that no, we'll have to reconvene you on a virtual platform. So that's the first issue. The second issue relates to that aspect. The reason why we didn't drag it too much, there are a number of municipalities where we've picked up that issue. I think we had at this point, I think there are 3 municipalities who have got that problem. We didn't want to go very far because we had actually gone back to go to do a consultation with the legal team. We got a response from the legal team now on the processing of such a matter. So we we won't rush it. We will actually follow the advice of the legal team of how we're going to manage it. And therefore, we can talk about it afterwards as a separate matter. But the fact that you raise it, it gives me an opportunity to say we do actually have a legal opinion in terms of how we have to deal with the matter, and we will deal with that with the matter in that way. But it's not urgent to deal with it now. We were going to actually put it in the portfolio committee on Cooperative because that's where issue was raised, and then we'll actually advise each other as to how we can take the matter forward. But we do take it seriously when we get given the wrong information. That's why in this case, we've actually not made a pronouncement. We've actually said the MEC must go and investigate and bring it back, because then we're able to kick in the necessary processes. Thank you very much. Sitsoto. Am I pronouncing it properly? Please, you've got 10 minutes, and we'll do that 10 minutes for each one until we get to the question time. Please note the questions, and then we'll pick it up from there. You are on the floor, Sitsoto. Please introduce your team. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. Chairperson, on my right-hand side, I'm having the Speaker of the Council, Councillor Pakama Valeliso.
Let's be consistent. We want to see the hand.
On my far left, I have the CFO, Ntatelefa Moletsani. Next to me, I'm having the Municipal Manager, Menomvula Malachi. Naki Councillor Sipati Mbiwe, the Executive Mayor of Sesotho Local Municipality. So, Chairperson, allow me to borrow the protocols that have been established since yesterday, and allow me also to make a helicopter overview on the Sesotho before I can give the municipal manager to zoom on the question that was raised by the committee. Sesotho Local Municipality is a semi-rural municipality which has attained an unqualified audit opinion for the past 3 consecutive years, with the matter that is being reduced statistically. The municipality has not recorded any material irregularities during the 2023-2024 financial year. We also have approved the funded budget for the past 3 years, 3 financial years. As the municipality, we don't owe the following: ESCOM, water boards, as well as the third parties. I'm saying water board because as much as we are a water authority, sometimes during the drought in Sesotho area, we all know that the eastern part of the Free State, sometimes we do experience drought. So there will be the way sometime that we get assistance from the Department of Water and Sanitation. However, we don't owe them at the present moment. In terms of governance and stability in the municipality, we have a functional MPEC that is sitting regularly. We'll hear when the accounting officer is answering the questions. We have a APEC, which is functional, is even having a member that is a chartered accountant in it. We have a risk management committee. ICT steering committee has been flagged by AG as a new kid on the block with clean ICT governance. Stable council, stable administration, functional local labor forum, functional section 80 committee, functional mayoral committee, functional internal audit unit, functional risk unit. We have 13 functional ward committees with only 4 that are dysfunctional, and the speaker is attending to it. He is busy with the roadshow so that he can attend to those ones that are not functioning properly. We also have a formal functional rapid response team for each unit. When I'm saying formal, is because they are being made out of the WhatsApp, but that WhatsApp is formal, is a day-to-day running of the service delivery in the municipality, so that we can be able to attend to the issues that are urgent or they've been raised previously, having references, because we are being audited on that also. We do have, council do have a financial misconduct board. However, we are reviewing it right now as we have been advised by Cooperative and Treasury in terms of the composition. We will be finalizing it during the sitting of this council this month. Then from the 1st of August, they will be continuing with the work that, the matters that has been referred by the MPEC to them to investigate. Key governance documents that we have adopted as the municipality are the following: organizational structure, like I said, funded budget, credible integrated development plan, service delivery and budget implementation plan. We have adopted local government summit strategy document after the summit that was held by MEC. We have responded and reporting to South African Human Rights Commission report, and the report to serve to council timeously so that we can monitor the implementation thereof. Approved district due diligence partner A district through the district development model. We are participating in the DBSA religiously so, because we have a hope that something may come out of that. Chairperson, allow me to allude in some of the achievement that we're able to turn around in the municipality. As far as the fleet is concerned, we're able to procure ourselves so that we can cap the issue of outsourcing 11 Mahindras, 5 TLBs, 4 refuse compactor truck, grader and excavator, low bed with a trailer and electricity crane. The grants, all the grants for this financial year has been spent 100%, with the exception of the EPWP that went to 147%, because we have to co-fund other participant on that one. However, Chairperson, one must able to say that as much as there's a significant improvement in the municipality, there's also challenges that are persisting. Those challenges include material distribution losses on water. 43% was recorded in the previous financial due to unmetered household, and the management through corrective action have recommended a PPP to conversion with the prepaid water meter, which we have a council resolution towards that. We do have a high number of bucket toilets, which is 14,202, is part of the one of the question that was posed by the committee. Sanitation pledges, Chairperson, due to unavailability of a bulk in Clocolan and Fixback, which is something that we'll really want to talk to it as much as we have 10 minutes, because we want assistance on that one. Water leakages due to aging infrastructure, which are attended as and when reported. Tankering of water, especially in Senegal and Mokwati, due to lack of bulk line and subsequently Senegal old treatment works, which cannot accommodate the new extension and population. However, an RBIC scheme is implemented to correct the Senegal challenges, Chair. Aging infrastructure, roads and stormwater, corrective action that are implemented. We are now reproducing cold asphalt in all the units to cap potholes ourselves. Recurring unauthorized expenditure, illegal land invasion in Clogan and Fixback. I must say we are in court with the Fixback one, Chair. We don't really promote any land invasion, because I need to deal with this 14,002 of the bucket. With the
You
addition.
have 3 minutes now.
Okay.
Proceed.
Okay.
No, proceed, no problem.
Okay. High unemployment rate also is a contributing factor, Chair, in our municipality. There is a top management institutional arrangement. There is much stability. If I can talk to the position, the municipal manager position is filled. The CFO position is going to be vacant by the end of July. However, the process of recruitment has been concluded. The council will be able to appoint the new CFO by now in July 2025. Director Community Services is permanent, is being appointed, and it's permanent position. We do now have 2 vacancy positions. The one of the corporate services, which the process is underway. In August month, we'll be having the interview, and hopefully in September, we'll be able to appoint a new incumbent. The Director Technical Services just became vacant now due to the processes of the suspension that came to an end, whereby council have taken decision to terminate the contract of the Director Engineering Services. So we have another new directorate that is new on the structure, due to the fact that we highlighted the fact that Sesotho local municipality is one of the area of the tourism attraction, and also the economy can thrive in Sesotho. For that to happen, we needed a deliberate directorate. Hence, we are having a new directorate of planning, which very soon will start budgeting towards it and fill its chair. Chair, I think in that is not Sesotho, chairperson. I can now take it over to MM to talk directly to the matter that was raised by the committee.
How can you spend 9 minutes on that and then you will give a 1 minute? Because they'll look at the time. Go ahead. You've got that minute.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Chair, and greetings to the Portfolio Committee, the leadership from the province. Chairperson, in terms of the issues that were raised by AG, it's one under the budget where the municipality has spent a budget with fewer service delivery that is achieved. This, Chairperson, the root cause was due to the AG did not audit all the KPIs. They only focus on service delivery KPA, of which under the KPA of service delivery, there was a dispute in terms of the denominator, where the municipality was using Statistics South Africa, which AG feel that it was outdated. And we have since taken a decision with the Auditor General that the municipality henceforth, in terms of correcting the action, was that we are going to utilize the valuation role, of which that valuation role was approved 2023 until
Time is up. Don't look at me, look at your mayor. She took the time. I'll give you 2 minutes, finish it off.
Okay, Chairperson, thank you. And then, Chairperson, there were a number of issues that were identified by AG, but I must indicate, Chairperson, that there are corrective measures that have been put in place, such as the UIF reduction strategy that has been implemented by the municipality. We are confident, Chairperson, to allude that since the inception of this council, the irregular expenditure was at 120 and it has reduced to 9 million. And fruitless and wasteful expenditure was at 4.3 million, and it has reduced. We have closed the year with an amount with a value of 12,571, and for this current financial year, under the unaudited financial statements, we are at 4,100 chair. In terms of the investigation, Chairperson, in terms of consequence management, the municipality had to replace the chairperson of the MPEC, of which the new chairperson was then appointed. The MPEC is fully functional chairperson and has done considerable work in terms of ensuring that consequence management is implemented within Sesotho local municipality. They have to date written off the unauthorized expenditure of 664 million, Chairperson, with the remaining amount of 187. In terms of fruitless and wasteful, in terms of the irregular expenditure, they have written off 18 million, of which 36,000 has been recommended that it has to be recouped from the responsible officials that have incurred that kind of an expenditure. The 8 matters that were emanating from the disciplinary board were then transferred back to the MPEG, where MPEG was not happy about the decision of the disciplinary board, and they have referred the matters to the Hawks. As it stands, Chairperson, there are 13 matters that have been referred to the Hawks, of which the accounting officer has opened a case in line with the council decision, Chairperson. The fruitless and wasteful expenditure, I'm not going to talk to it, but Chairperson, there are pending cases within the municipality, of which they are implemented through collective agreement. In terms of the consequence management, Chairperson, we have managed to dismiss 2 officials in the municipality for fraud, for fraudulent transaction, and also the theft of fuel.
That's it.
Oh, thank you,
Thank you very much. You tried. So please step off the platform. We will then pick it up after the rest of the team has presented. Now, we have We have declubbing, Mayor Councillor Tsegi, Speaker Councillor Mfukeng, Municipal Manager Mr. Nteli. That's what I have on record. Obviously, I don't have the correct list. Please introduce your team. You'll have 10 minutes. I suggest that you start with what we're interested in, and then you can give the rest of the background, the context in the process.
No,
We're up to you, though. It's 10 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me establish or write on the protocol that has been established. My name is Councillor Tsegi Tsegi, the Executive Mayor of Diklabe. With me, I've got the Council Speaker on my right-hand side, Councillor Mofokeng Tabele. On the far left-hand side is our CFO, Mr. Raymond Provis. Next to him is our Municipal Manager, Mr. Nteli. Chair, let me use what we have just said in terms of the issues raised by the portfolio committee. I would proceed to the 4 questions were asked to the municipality. The first question have to do with the performance, that is 52% and 90% of the budget that was spent. Second issue is relating to non-performance of the non-investigation of the fruitless, wasteful, and irregular expenditure. The third one is non-implementation of the audit action plan. The last one is have to do with the inconsistent composition of the audit committee. Chair, when it comes to the issues of performance, which is the question number 1, there was that the 53% of the performance compared to 90% of the budget that was spent on the project that took place in our municipality. That was the upgrading of Caledon Water Abstraction Point. We had a budget of 49 million that was allocated to do that. The planned target was 100%, but we were able to use amount of about 9 million, which were paid to the consultants, but also with the establishment of the road that was supposed to be reached by the contractor before any of the work can be commenced. But what we have actually done, Chairperson, in relation to that is that there was no sufficient amount of money to implement this particular project, and we had to review our business plan, and the EWS actually funded the project to the tune of 64 million. And when it comes to the consequence management, we then said as a municipality it will be proper for us to have issue a letter to the consultant that we want to terminate the contract. But after having considering that the community of area of Forestburg and Mashai needed water, we saw that it will be time consuming to start the process afresh in order to get the new contractor. We then agreed with the contractor to say that they must implement projects with the recovery plan. That has happened, Chair. And we also have got a project in Khubetswana that was to upgrade water treatment works from 1.1 megaliter to 4 megaliter per day. This project, Chair, was, we targeted it to be 100% in the 23-24 financial year. The physical progress was 87, and the financial progress thereof was 80.5. There was a delay in this project as well due to the design that had to be revised. And immediately after that, we also had the challenge with commissioning of the project because of the Lesotho Highlands water project that took place for in our area, also in Lesotho. This project, it is being completed, Chair, that we are still waiting for the ESCOM to come and electrify the project. We also have got the work that had to be done at upgrading Salzburg water works treatment that we targeted 100% to be completed in the financial year 2023-24. Physical progress was 90% and financial progress was 82%. We also had a challenges, Chair, here because we had to have what we call variation order for the repairing of the pump at the abstraction point in Bethlehem. And we could not just to have a variation order without the approval of the funder and us as well as the municipality. So it actually took time for the funder to approve the additional work that needed to be added in this particular project. Chair, we also, let me go to number 2, which is the non-implementation of the investigation of the UIF and W expenditure. I must say, Chair, that we are challenged as a municipality when it comes to the investigation of this due to the lack of capacity from the Municipal Public Accounts Committee. Much as it has been given workshop by the Treasury and the COCTA, but there seems to be challenge, particularly when it comes to the investigation of UIF and W expenditure, to the extent that we had to adopt oversight reports as informed by Section 29 of the MFA before the end of March. The committee asked us, the council, to give them a bit of time, like 3 months, to investigate this expenditure. They do see it, I must say, but they do not actually give us the report that seeks to have an understanding of what happened when it comes to UIF and W expenditure. As a result thereof, it becomes challenging for us to can have a consequence management because we are not sure as to what really transpired. We therefore really looking for assistance in terms of capacitating this particular committee so that we can be able to have a proper consequence management. The third issue that committee has actually asked had to do with the non-implementation of post-audit action plan. That we had the situation, Chair, when the AG was coming to the municipality to audit our books due to the security concern that AG has actually raised. As a result thereof, they were not able to start on time, and they even tabled their reports. Instead of January, they gave the report in April, but we then developed a high-level action plan that saw us reducing the paragraph from 11 to 4 as a municipality. The fourth one, Chair, is inconsistent composition of the audit committee, which we had the challenges in this regard as well, because we gone out as the municipality on 3 consecutive times to advertise, but the response in terms of the application were not satisfactory, that people who were applying did not actually meet the requirements. But ultimately, we were able to get the competent people that were appointed by the Council of the Hlabi local municipality. Part of the challenges that we experience in that regard is that the committee members that was appointed had to be was not available to be part of the committee because of her appointment as a DG in Mpumalanga. The person that was earmarked to be appointed as the chairperson also had a challenge but remained as a member. But we then say it is okay that we have at least a committee that we are audit and performance committee. But let me also, Chair, touch on the issues of the background that the Hlabi municipality has appointed all the senior managers. and has got ward committee, 11 wards that are functional, 9 of them are not functional. We have what we call unfunded budget. However, we have developed a budget funding plan, revenue enhancement strategy. We also have, in conjunction with the Infrastructure Finance Corporation, finalizing financial recovery plan. The municipality is on the debt relief with the ESCOM. And for the financial year 2023-24, we are able to pay 97 million to ESCOM. 23-25, we are able to pay 106 million. For 24-25, we are able to pay 233 million. We have also entered a debt review with the DWS. The municipality has got an audit committee, as alluded earlier on. Chairperson of the risk committee has been appointed. We've got a functional LLF. We've got the financial disciplinary board. We also, chairperson, have got some challenges that are informed by the aging infrastructure in our municipality. The leaks pipe that made of asbestos, but also the road infrastructure just have reached a lifespan. However, we are not grant reliant municipality. We are able on our own to have internal projects in order to speed up, to resuscitate the road, but also to have a war on the leaks within our municipality. We are also monitoring audit action plan on monthly basis based on the report that are serving in MECO. On quarterly basis, such report are forwarded to council.
You finished your time. You're on my messy time now. You just finished the last minute of the 2. Continue. You've got 1 more minute to round up and close. You've got the 1 minute. Continue.
Thank you very much. I was saying that on quarterly basis, we are monitoring audit action plan as a municipality, as a MECO, and we forward report on quarterly basis to the council as part of monitoring in terms of the audit action plan. But I must also indicate that the Tlhabeng as a municipality have also received, after the proclamation of the president, SIU, we have also received a request for information from DPCI, 10 on 10 cases. And we have also received a report from the Public Protector South Africa, Chairperson, on the issues that they want us to respond to. And such issues, some of them are still under investigation. When the reports are completed, we'll be able to provide information to the council. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you. We gave you a little bit of extra time. So let me say thank you to the whole team. We would request you to step off the podium. We will then take the next one, and let's see how much time we have to still fill the questions. Thank you very much. Did I give the name of who's the next one? What did we say? That Tlhabeng. Sorry, no. Nketwana, sorry. Nketwana, sorry. Is Nketwana then Pumelela? Yeah. You're awake. You are such a good example. You know, next time people want public representatives, they must always consider you. Welcome, Nketwana. You will have 10 minutes to take us through. Then we have a process after that. Thank you very much. Introduce your team, and then let's go for it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair. I'm with the acting MM, Tate Mahamuza. I'm with the CFO, Bab Makubu. I'm with the Director Technical, Tate Mukwena. Chair, maybe firstly, I must indicate that the had an
I'll
operation.
give you 2 minutes extra to explain why your delegation is like that. Continue. So you have 12 minutes.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, as I was saying that the had an operation last week Friday, so hence we're having an acting with us. He's still on sick leave. Chair, the mayor is not here with us, and she has been off from the 12th of July. She's also sick, Chair, and she has appointed the acting mayor yesterday. After I've written to her office to say, can she kindly designate one member from ESCO to act. Chair, I must also indicate that that particular councillor that has been designated has rejected, he denied to act as the mayor, and one of his reasons was to say he wished that the mayor should have engaged him first before he can be assigned, and he's also saying he's having pressing matters that he has to attend to. Chairperson, to be honest, it's very painful to report the state of affairs of our municipality. There are serious instability that are causing most of problems in our municipality. Chair, once upon a time, Ketwan municipality was the best in this province. However, things got from bad to worse in the last 7 years. Chair, I must indicate that the Office of the Premier and the MECs, they are trying by all means to bring that stability back in our municipality. Recently, Chair, we have appointed the disciplinary board, and Chair, also must indicate that for the term of 2016 to 2021, we didn't have the functional MPEC, but now we do have the MPEC committee in place. And Chair, the MPEC committee is now dealing with all the backlog from 2016 up to date. The fruitless and wasteful expenditure worth 90 million was investigated by NPEC and condoned by council. Unauthorized expenditures worth 445 million has already been investigated by MPEC and condoned by council. MPEC Chair has committed to investigate irregular expenditures by 30 October 2025. In terms of consequence management, Chair, the municipality has recently dismissed 2 officials in Finance Department for irregularities and transgressions. Currently, Chair, the Director of Corporate Services is also on suspension for various misconducts. So as the municipality Chair, we are trying by all means to put in place and make sure that things are being done properly. Chair, without any waste of time, can we shoot straight to the CFO to talk to the presentation, because our matters are based on mostly with Finance Department. Thank you.
Thank you very much. They'll have 7 minutes to deal with the issues.
No, thank you very much, Chair. Greetings to the honorable members. Protocol is observed. Chairperson, because we have quite a number of issues that were raised by the committee, and given the time compression, I'll just rush through if you so allow, Chairperson. The first issue that was raised by the committee was the 6 consecutive disclaimers that we have received as an institution. Chairperson, we have largely attributed that to the administrative instability that we have had for the past few years. If I can maybe in summary, in the past 8 years, we've had 6 different municipal managers. In the past 10 years, we have had 5 different CFOs. This includes ones that were in acting positions. And for almost 2 years of that period, the municipality did not have any CFO. And I must indicate to the committee that since the new administration came in, the new administration being the current municipal manager and the current CFO from the financial year 22-23, we tried to deal with the issues of disclaimers. We had reduced the paragraphs of disclaimers quite significantly, but due to some political issues that were overtaken by in the 23-24 financial year, that only proved to be detrimental to our institution. So currently, Chair, we are sitting with the worst disclaimer that we have ever received in the last 6 years. However, we have developed an audit action plan to try and address and redress those issues. We have developed it in partnership with the Provincial Treasury. The issues of internal control and compliance issues we have dealt with largely, and currently we are implementing an AFS preparation plan. Chair, I must indicate that due to the number of paragraphs that we have currently, our plan is to, for the 24-25 financial year, at least reduce the number of paragraphs by half, and for the 25-26 financial year, get a better audit opinion. So we have given ourselves 2 years to deal with disclaimers. Chair, the second issue that was raised by the committee was the non-implementation of the financial recovery plan. I must confirm, Chairperson, that we went back to our records. We can confirm that we do not have a financial recovery plan. What the AG raised, if you look at the report for 23-24, was a recommendation to say, Nketwana, develop a financial recovery plan because of the financial situation in the institution. So we have resolved, Chairperson, that we will be developing one. We will be entering into a voluntary financial recovery plan, and we will be communicating with COCTA to that effect. The due date thereof is the 31st of August, so it's just over a month from now. The other issue was the non-implementation of the municipal support and intervention plan. Last week, Friday, Chairperson, when we had a meeting with COCTA, they indicated that this is something that must be developed and implemented by them in assistance with Provincial Treasury to try and get the municipality out of the situation that is in. So that was the resolution that we had just last week. Chairperson, in terms of the material irregularities, we have about 3, 2 of which have already been dealt with. They relate to water pollution matters. They've also been dealt with by the Human Rights Commission. The committee raised the issue in particular of record keeping. Now, this issue comes as far back as 1920 financial year. This was a period, Chairperson, when the municipality did not keep records, invoices, payments were made without invoices, there was just no controls in place, but we have since established controls, and hence the matter has not been repetitive for the 22, 23, 23, 24 financial years, but the detailed response thereto is included in our report. Chairperson, the other issue that was raised by the committee is the staff performance management deficiencies. We concede to the finding that we did not have a proper and functional PMS in the institution. However, that has been addressed. There is a performance and development management policy that was developed and adopted by council. What had happened in this instance, Chairperson, the focus was primarily on senior management, and it was not cascaded down to middle management. But in the current financial year, there will be performance agreements with middle managers as well. Chairperson, the last issue I wish to speak to is inadequate contract monitoring that was raised by the AG in terms of section 116 of the MFMA. This also we concede to Chairperson to say that our contracts were not monitored on a monthly basis for the 22-23 financial year. But however, Chairperson, that has since been rectified since the appointment of the current Director Technical Services in February 2024, where we have site visits to construction sites and so forth, where we take minutes of the progress and progress reports on every month and so forth. Just on time. Thank you very much, Chair.
Just on time. Thank you very much. Let's say thank you. Well, thank you very much, Madam Speaker, for leading the team. We understand you're not in a very easy situation, but for you to take courage to lead your municipality, we really appreciate that. And to the whole team for standing in and be there so that we understand what's happening. But we want to just say thank you very much. You can now step off the platform. We would like to get Pumelela to join us. Pumelela. You've got 10 minutes. After that, we've got AG. Because of the time limits, we're going to just take a few minutes just to take comments from the AG, and then we will then work on the way forward. Please introduce your team and take us through. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Chair. Let me take this opportunity to greet you, Chair, and the team, and all the colleagues here inside this house. Without the waste of time, my name is Mbuiselwa Dumekobeni. I'm the mayor from Pumelela. I'm with Mayor Topsi Zwane, who is the speaker in Pumelela. I'm also with Mayor Kukule Tunchangase, who is our MM in Pumelela, and also the CFO in Pumelela by the name of Ntatenta Visionaries Benya. So we are from Pumelela, the very smallest municipality. We've got challenges, but the municipality, we are trying very hard to run this municipality as stable as it is, though we've got a lot of challenges. But I don't want to waste time, Chair, because there are questions that has been raised to us by the Oversight Committee. I'll request to hand over to the MM to respond to those questions within 10 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Majoro. Good evening to the chairperson of the committee, honorable members of the committee, the province, and all protocol observed. Chairperson, without any waste of time, Auditor General had raised 3 questions to Pumelela local municipality. The first one being the reliance on audit processes to achieve an unqualified audit. Chairperson, Pumelela has been consistent with an unqualified audit opinion for the past 3 financial years. Let me just highlight the issues that are preventing Pumelela from getting a clean audit, which is material statements on the financial statements, failure to pay creditors within 90 days, compliance with the SCM regulations, material impairments and material losses, including the UIFW. Chairperson, in terms of the presentation that we've made, we can indicate, Chairperson, that we have a post-audit action plan which is being monitored. In terms of the report that we've submitted, we've also highlighted the issues that resulted into material misstatements in the financial statements, in particular when it comes to the disclosure that is made in terms of GRAP. But Chairperson, I can indicate that one of the corrective measures that we've put in place was to ensure that from the beginning of the financial year going forward, we ensure that we do recons on time, because when we do our recons at the end of the financial year, that is when the mistakes happen. Secondly, Chairperson, I can also indicate that we managed to appoint an audit committee that has got 2 CAs. This is important for us because as a small municipality, we do not have money to spend on reviewing of the financial statements. Now, with the help of qualified CAs in our audit committee, we will be able to do reviews before we can submit to the Auditor General. So the members will help us to go through the audit file and all the annexures and all the attachments that are required before it is submitted. Chairperson, I can also say that the audit, post-audit action plan is being monitored very closely in the ESCO by the Executive Mayor. Chairperson, I will then jump to question number 2, which is non-investigation of the unauthorized, irregular, fruitless and wasteful expenditure. Chairperson, let us first acknowledge that as a municipality, we had challenges when it comes to our MPEC. Challenges of capacity in particular, where even though they were sitting, but the kind of report that would be presented, which will end up with National Treasury, was not credible. Therefore, what we did as a municipality, we tried to capacitate and beef up capacity in the committee. We actually included the members of the audit committee, which is the chairperson. We included the members of the risk in the MPEC. And over and above that, Treasury came through for us. They are sitting in our MPEC together with COCTA. We can also indicate, Chairperson, in the report that we've submitted, that we are now confident that in the upcoming council, we should be able to present the 2023 UIFW report, which has been processed by the MPEC. We are working backwards. We'll start with 2023, 2024, and then move back up until where the backlog started, which is 2021, 2022. Chairperson, I can also indicate that we do have a functional disciplinary board, which is headed by an advocate from the province. When the MPEC tables their report, we should be able to immediately refer all those matters for further processing. Chairperson, one of the things that really caused the issues of irregular expenditure was UIFW was the issues of weak internal controls, which we are currently dealing with them. And we can see that besides the report being finalized, there has been a reduction through the internal controls that we've put in place as a municipality. Chairperson, the third question that was raised by the Auditor General was the ineffective human resource management in the municipality. Chairperson, this was a result of a slow filling of vacant position, especially in the positions that are below the Section 56 managers. But Chairperson, I can indicate that in the senior management, we only have one vacancy, which is the vacancy of the Director Technical Services. However, all the processes are underway. The position have closed, shortlisting has happened, we are busy with the screening, and we are soon to conduct the interviews. When it comes to the staff below Chairperson, I can also indicate that as a municipality, we had to first deal with the issue of the organogram. The last organogram that the municipality had, which was approved, was in 2018, 2019. And it posed challenges because members, you will remember that there are new staff regulations that one has to comply with. We are very grateful to Provincial COCTA for including us in their project of the prototype. I must indicate, Chairperson, that we've moved because we now have an organogram which has been tabled to council at the beginning of the financial year. It has been costed. The only thing now is to start rolling out all the processes such as the grading of the positions, job evaluation, preparing of the job descriptions, and then after that, placement of workers will happen together with skills audit. And we hope once that start rolling out, we should be able to address the issues of the Auditor General, which is slow filling of vacant position. We could not do it because, Chairperson, if we appoint outside of the municipal staff regulations, it was also gonna trigger issues of litigations, especially from the unions. Over and above that, Chairperson, I must indicate that Pumelela, like all other municipalities, we do have issues of service delivery that we are battling with, especially in terms of sewer spillages and water issues. However, with the support of the different grants that we are receiving, we are attending to those, even though it is not as fast as we would have wanted them to be. Chairperson, let me pause there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That gives a fairly good sense of the municipality, and certainly I think we would be ready to start engaging. Thanks for the presentation, and let's thank the whole team for coming forth, and also for your patience, all of you. Thank you very much. I'd like you to step off the platform, and I'd like to invite the Auditor General to give some comments, a few minutes, and then we will pick it up from there. I would give you about 4 minutes. You know, you're not a politician, you know, the person of numbers, very precise and straight to the point. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. Good evening, and good evening to the honorable members as well. I must say, Chairperson, yeah, it was a marathon, but I can say it was worth it. The reality is the performance of local government in the province is highly concerning. The approach, I think the approach that was taken, it was a very integrated approach because it looked at all the areas that we look at, understanding that the importance of financial management, because we have to account for the management of the funds, we have to comply with the laws and regulations, because if we got these perfectly, then we are able to respond to the issues of service delivery. I take a note, Chairperson, the matters that were raised by the council as in these 2 days, and I think quite of them, definitely they can fit as part of the audit going forward as a follow-up, just to make sure that some of the commitments that we made, we are true to them and make sure that they are implemented. I understand that the time is not much that is left for the next audit cycle. At least there was a commitment that we'll receive all the financial statements going forward. I must highlight, Honorable Chair, that the area that we are very concerned also is the progress that the municipalities are making around the implementation or responding to the material irregularities. In the province, we've issued already more than 80
And in that 80, there's quite a lot of those ones that are sitting at doing harm, which means speak to some of the concerns which I believe that they were raised by the council, how we maintain our wastewater treatment works and the landfill site, the spillage of the sewer. So the material irregularities is responding to that. Is something that we are highlighting as the call to action, more especially to the legislature and the executive to follow up and make sure that these material irregularities are responded to, because we believe that firstly, it will improve accountability and it also improve the service delivery. That will be my comment, Chairperson. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Well, honorable members, let me start by dealing with the way forward. Firstly, let me say thank you to all of you, particularly the municipalities who have had to keep stretching until at this time. We thank you for your patience. We thank you for the fact that you have been able to come through and make the presentation and be prepared to go through the whole debate and engagement with the portfolio committees who are here. The way forward in relation to this process, we're going to identify a date when we'll have a meeting, a virtual meeting, and would like to take you through the same process like everyone, where we would then be able to ask questions and you know, get further clarification on various issues in the way that we have done with the rest of the other municipalities. So there's a balance in the way we deal with this matter. We had not considered this as a possibility, but being the first one, we were not able to determine how well things will go. And as you will have seen, in church they say you are led by the Spirit. In other words, you will see when you are there which way things are going and just accept it. And so I really want to thank you for allowing yourself to be led by the Spirit. Out of this process, we have comments, we have committees that each one are going to make some 2 minutes comments on the process. We'll also be asking the Premier and the MECs and the Premier to make their comments. Let me just say broadly, the issues that I think for us are important was that in addressing these concerns raised by the Auditor General, we need to understand this to be a need for us to take responsibility as public representatives in the legislative and executive arms of government across the three spheres of government. As a attend to various issues, and I'll highlight some of them that we believe need to be dealt with. Guided by the results, the outcomes of the Auditor General, I think the first issue is to ensure that we focus on the establishment of functioning audit-related performance structures, such as MPEC, disciplinary boards, audit committees, etc. And we want the MECs to set the targets and timelines for each municipality to establish all of these structures to be functional, provide support to them to ensure that functionality and to monitor reports provided to ensure that there is progress towards achieving improved audit outcomes. So here we would like the Minister to be involved, the speakers, the Premier, the MECs. They all must undertake that we are going to end all disclaimers, we must end all the unfunded budget, and also end all late submissions or non-submissions of documents to the Auditor General. It needs to be an understanding that that's what we want to actually ultimately deal with, because that will remove the major causes of the adverse outcomes. Secondly is to monitor and to ensure that all the unauthorized, irregular, fruitless, wasteful expenditure are investigated by MPEX and in each municipality. And then as the executive, we need to ensure that we inspect all the relevant council resolutions to consider the outcomes of investigations and the remedial steps and prevention of similar transgressions in the future. There are many times where there have been decisions by MPEC, but they don't get to the council. In some instances, there might be questions of us being very close to watch what resolutions are taken by councils. Third one is a major focus is consequence management. So that for all transgressions reported by the AG, there has to be a report of consequences that will act as deterrent against future transgressions. In the absence of this, the higher authorities need to intervene decisively and report to provincial legislatures and national parliament. We cannot say it's a municipality. We need to make sure that the next level must also intervene. Fourthly is effective financial and performance reporting structures and systems that are critical. Proper financial management structures and systems need to be established to timeously provide accurate annual financial statements and performance reports to enable proper auditing with improved outcomes. Fifth, to focus on abolishing vacancies in management and to set timelines for these targets to filling of all the vacancies in management and terminate acting managers. This, I think we've seen the examples of that here. Then the filling of critical posts in the staff establishment, such as the financial management, auditing, those critical ones, to ensure that municipalities identify the posts and set timelines and targets for support, for monitoring, and for reporting by provincial and national authorities. So there's nothing now we're going to be expecting to be done by municipalities and the provincial government is not involved and the national are not actually going to be involved. Then seventh is to address the causes of poor governance, such as dysfunction and dysfunctionality. The provincial and national authorities must intervene immediately and decisively to stop political interference, associated causes of political and administrative instability, to enforce discipline and professionalism in management of municipalities. There has to be very strong leadership. I think the point has been made. Then eighth is the intervention to resolve major financial crises. A decisive intervention must be introduced to assist poor municipalities with no revenue base, financial systems, and the shortage of critical skills, poor service delivery capacity, and demonstrable public discontent. We need to get rid of that. There shouldn't be a municipality where people are showing discontent and all of us are sitting there watching from a distance. We need to make sure that there is a pressure to everyone to resolve the associated issues. And many of the municipalities here are suffering from the level of dysfunctionality because of the structural constraints, and it's something that they cannot cure themselves out of. And then ninth is uprooting corruption and maladministration. Here immediate investigations must be launched in case of corruption and maladministration, to be followed by internal disciplinary processes and referral to criminal justice authorities with regular reports which must be provided. Therefore, then lastly is the audit readiness must be ensured by providing provincial and national departmental support to municipalities long ahead of the arrival of the AG's team. This approach must focus on improving administrative capacity and systems so that the audit readiness be done as a normal way of municipal administration and service delivery systems. It's not just about papers, it's about service delivery. That for me would be what would help to guide us as we move on forward and binding ourselves with this as an approach of why we are here, and that things have just started and that they do not end here. With all of that, we want to therefore get the commitment of the MECs and the Premier that they will actually undertake to do the work that we have requested of them. And after that, I'm going to ask the other colleagues in the different committees to make comment. May I give the 2 minutes for a minute for the MEC and 2 minutes for the Premier to make comments so that we just need your commitment and then we can move it from there. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Let's firstly appreciate the moment. We have drawn some lessons. We really appreciate the critical thinking that came from the committee. We have also taken some assignments to strive to correct the wrongs that have been said, and we promise that we are going to try all our best, because I think the exercise also was torturing. So if you don't want this kind of torturing, we have to improve our work. Thank you very much. And you drive safe tomorrow. Those who are going home, come back as tourists, come back as investors, come back as any person in the Free State, and come and enjoy with us.
Premier, thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Allow me also to start off by extending my sincere gratitude to the committee led by yourself, Chair, for having visited our province with a collective from the National Assembly, the team that came along with you. One wishes that this visit was under different circumstances. However, the challenge that you are confronted with necessitated this kind of gathering, honestly. Chairperson, much as we appreciate the visit by yourself and the team, we do not exactly need to be reminded of the enormity of our challenges. We are very much alive to the problems that we are confronted with, and that's the reason we are busy visiting these municipalities. And as a premier of the province, I, more than anyone else, am deeply enraged by the state of our municipalities, Chairperson. Since we took office, this administration has had engagements with different leadership of different municipalities with the aim of getting to the root cause of all these problems we are confronted with. Indeed, I'm happy that you also touch on the issue of political interference. But I hope from this meeting we have learned really to work as a team and build these municipalities. And like I indicated from my office, we have also built a team from monitoring and evaluation. So we'll be visiting you different municipalities. I'm sure today all of us hear the role that one has to play in this province. And I promise and commit that in 3 months' time, there'll be some changes in few of the municipalities. It might not be all, but few of them would have visited them, and results will have to push for positive results, not going to ask for them, but we have to push for them. Thank you very much.
Let's have a comment from the Standing Committee on the AG.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you so much for this engagement. I want to say 2, 3 things. This was not an attack to anyone. It was, the intention was to build. It was to correct. It was to see a different picture. We wish to see a different picture, Chairperson, if we have to come back here. From these engagements, we don't need to come back and sit like this. We have to come back for a good story, where municipalities are functional and people are serviced. I'm under the view that all of us here sitting here in our different caps that we are wearing, we have the interest of our people at heart. So we like to see a different picture. Chair, pay creditors. Pay creditors. You pay creditors, you avoid your IFWE. Particularly pay AG, because I sit in that committee and we are not paying the AG. So we are speaking on behalf of the AG. Pay the AG. The AG has done an excellent work under the circumstances, because they go straight to the issues. They give us exactly the status of what we are dealing with. They even assist with drafting these action plans. Action them. Do exactly what you are advised to do. If you need assistance, call the AG to assist you. So we mustn't see a picture, Premier, where municipalities over and over again are dealing with the same thing that was raised last year. Call assistance to be, so that you would get back on your feet. Last one, you deal with the controls, you strengthen the controls, you're correcting the results. The problem that I've observed, Chair, or Premier, as I close, there's so much weaknesses on our controls. The only time we remember that we have to get a set of financials, it's at the end of the year. And you can't fix anything at the end of the year. So let's get controls. Let's get our day-to-day correct. That will fix our results at the end of the year. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Let's have the comments from the SCOPA team.
No, hey, I'm sick when I'm leaving. Oh, thanks, Chair. Thank you very much. I want to start by quoting the words of one singer called Lady Gaga, where she says, "Together we can change the world." Yes, Lady Gaga. I know, Matiwana, these are our things as young people. Yeah. So,
I was born
Chair,
1990 this week.
No, thanks, Chair. On a lighter note, no, Chair, I think we must first start by appreciating the opportunity to the Speaker of the Provincial Legislature, the Provincial Executive, Premier, with your members of the Provincial Council, the municipal councils. Indeed, it's good that we've had this engagement. So as our meeting come to an end, we really want to take this moment to express our gratitude for all the information that you would have given to us. It really provided us and enlightened us in terms of the state of the affairs of the municipalities in this particular province. And throughout our discussions, I think we have touched on virtually many number of issues, vital issues, budget management, service delivery, the critical need for transparency, accountability in our financial system. I think, but beyond the numbers, the policies, we must not forget that we must not forget the real impact these matters have on the people of this particular province. I'm touched, especially our youth, knowing that very well that we have a youth in South Africa, that about 62% of it is not employed. And local government have a particular role that they must play to ensure that we create jobs for our people. It is not a responsibility of the President of the Republic of South Africa to create jobs, but it is everyone's responsibility to create an enabling environment that will be able to ensure that we create jobs. There are just a couple of issues that really worries us as a standing committee in public accounts. One, it appears like generally there is a problem of municipalities who are not paying salaries to their employees in time in the province. Two, generally you appear to have a problem, Premier, of municipalities that are not paying pension funds monies to from their workers to the funds. That's as well a worrisome. Given the history of black people in this country and their position of being disadvantaged. Now, and as well, lastly, another problem that appears to be a bigger problem is the issue of service providers, creditors whom are not being paid in time. This usually affects especially young people because they run companies usually from an invoice to invoice. So if someone will wait more than 30 days for their invoice to be paid, there are many people who lose their life, who lose the way in the way in which they live their lives. And lastly, we need to express this, Premier, that it really worries us that there are instances where even your MEC would second the people who are attending corruption or who have corruption charges in their heads to go and be acting CFOs in municipalities. That's a very worrisome picture. I think it's not about an issue of whether being it legally or not, but it's an issue of integrity, ethics. It's an issue of good governance. So, lastly, I believe that as we thank you once again, and we believe that we can continue to commit to ensure that we improve the lives of people of this particular province. Siyabonga kakhulu. Thank you very much.
Speaker of the province.
Thank you and good morning. I think we, in a way, we deserve to be here, all of us, because our lackluster approach in dealing with issues is what has brought us here. If we had done what our legislated responsibilities are, we wouldn't be here. The most important thing that I just want to indicate is that we may long for a change, a strategy that would change our fortunes in the province. But it all starts with all of us individually. Our commitment, our willingness to do the right things. There are two pieces of legislation, the MFMA as well as the Municipal Systems Act. Both these pieces of legislation actually give us an opportunity to deal with issues as they pertain to local government in a very responsible manner. And if we make sure that we apply what is there, the legislature playing its role in making sure that there is accountability, and all others in terms of the acts themselves, we will be far. But also, we need also to understand that it was deliberate from our founders of our democratic South Africa to have the three spheres of government. And in us engaging with these spheres of, especially with the local government sphere of government, we also need to do that with respect, understanding their responsibility and how we engage with them, but making sure that they do their work and we do our work. But what worries me is we are concluding this, we are at the end of the term of these municipalities. In 2022, the Auditor General pointed out, tried to put some agency in our approach and called on all of us to take an opportunity to change things around. And we did not heed that call. And in 2023, the same call was made. We did not respond. We did not show any agency. 2024 is 2025, left with only next year, and we will be going to elections. So this is a lesson to all of us that agency is very important, and we must do what we need to do and play our oversight role, do what we have to do. Councils, in fact, I've realized, I've observed that many of our councils do not also recognize that it is their responsibility. The executive as well as the legislative authority of the municipality rest with the local councils. It is in these councils that things must happen, and we must act promptly, decisively, intentionally, and courageously. And I just want to thank this initiative and hope that we have learned lessons and we will improve from here. Next time you come, we will be better organized and deal with issues in a much organized way. And thank you very much to all of you. And I'm glad, you know, that looking at the Premier, I'm reminded of an event when the meeting of the Executive Council ended very late, and I saw the week Premier then not now fresh. So really that you stayed through, and to all of the members, the provincial committee members here, and all of you traveling from far, you did not have an opportunity to also enjoy. You know, when you come, you must also tour. Siyabule.
Let's thank all the teams that have organized, from the parliamentary team, the speaker, provincial speaker, the premier, the councils. Thanks for all the arrangements, and thanks to the host that we have here. May I ask Shirin, do you have any announcements for the members? Do you have?
Members, we will leave the hotel at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning.